Hello.
Welcome to North of Weatherfield, a Canadian Coronation Street podcast,
And
episode 2.
Today we're talking about the episodes from this past week, which is January 8th to 12th. So if you haven't seen them yet and you don't want any spoilers, don't watch it.
Avert your eyes and ears.
Yeah.
Now. Right?
Well, no, just turn it off and come back later when you catch up.
Oh, that's probably a better idea. It's easier. So welcome back. Thanks to everyone who subscribed last week. We'll see how long we can keep this going.
Also, please only do the unpaid subscriptions. We had to send back money to someone who kindly paid us.
We did.
We don't want that because we don't know if we're going to keep going.
We did. We had some money sent to us and we're sending it back. If you want your money back and I haven't given it back to you, let me know. For now, I'm sure at some point we'll keep it. But yeah, so we're back north of Weatherfield. We're going to talk about Coronation Street.
Who are you?
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm Brittlestar.
I'm Shannon.
Those aren't our real names, of course.
No, today I'm going to be Sam.
Today, you're going to be Sam?
He's the only voice of reason on the whole street currently.
Today I'm going to be... Oh, can I be living or dead?
No.
You
No,
have to
because
just
then you're
be
going to be
living?
Fred all the time because you
No,
like
I
doing
can't
your
be Fred all the time.
impersonations.
Then
no,
I'm gonna
living, someone who's...
Okay. All right, then I'm going to be... I'll be Roy.
Okay.
Yeah. That was my Roy impersonation.
I mean, really, I feel if we let Roy and Sam be in charge of the whole street, they'd be socially awkward but solve a lot of their problems.
I agree. So let's get into it, Shannon. What happened this week?
So we're going to talk about things like Daisy and Daniel.
Yes.
Daisy, Daniel, Ryan, and Crystal.
Oh. That sounded like I was excited about it. I'm not that excited about it.
Stephen's diary and the various things that have come out from that.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of the Ed Bailey storyline.
Okay.
And Peter and Carla.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So let's get it started, Shannon. What are we talking about first?
Well, I think the biggest storyline this week was, so Daisy confessed to Daniel that she had slept with Ryan one time and almost did again when she and Daniel were a couple.
Yes.
She confessed because she and Ryan thought Daniel knew, which he did.
But she didn't know how he knew. Though.
No, but she thought he knew, and Daniel pretended he didn't know.
Yeah.
So we had that. We had Daniel and Ryan fist fighting.
Well, I mean, it was a couple of...
Well, they both ended up with a cut lip.
Yeah, it was a couple of... Yeah, it wasn't...
And then we had Crystal and Ryan deciding to stay together and go to Glasgow.
Yeah.
So, interestingly, when we were talking about this a bit...
Yeah.
In watching, not meaning the theory, watching them interacting.
Yeah.
Daniel and Daisy with this whole thing. You're Team Daniel.
How could you not be Team Daniel?
No.
Because Daisy's horrible.
Well, I agree.
Sure, she's cute.
The sleeping with Ryan thing, very bad. However...
I'm getting concerned about how easy you're brushing this under the carpet.
However, what's Daniel... what's his plan? He's up until she said, I know you know, he seemed to be fully enraged, trying to punish everyone, but at the same time trying to hurry up and financially tie Daisy to him and have her adopt his son at short notice.
He's hurt, Shannon. He's hurt.
Then why is...
He's hurt.
It doesn't mean you can be a jackass.
No, he's not being... Well, he's being a little bit of a jackass, but he's allowed to be a little bit. Because...
Wait, to what level? Like the kicking down the stairs and hitting over the head with a book?
Ken doesn't talk about that. Neither do I anymore.
Nobody talks about that.
If you remember correctly, that we just confirmed this last night with friends of ours that Daniel kicked Ken down the stairs or knocked him down the stairs. I don't know if he kicked him down the stairs.
I don't know if he kicked him down the stairs. He knocked him down the stairs.
But then, of course, did the same thing to Max.
Yep.
This is like the Russian defenestration thing. There should be a Coronation Street term for pushing or kicking people down the stairs.
I think they just call it weatherfielding.
Desteristation. But I think Daniel's got a right to be upset. He's got a right to be upset because I mean it's because she's playing him for a chump. Because what she's doing is she might have feelings for both, but I mean if the shoe was on the other foot, you'd think, oh, what a dog.
Oh, I don't think doesn't have a right to be upset. I think the way he's going about it, he seems to only want to keep her around to punish her rather than because he actually wants to move on.
No, see, I think it was. This is exactly how it is. Okay, this is exactly.
Do you think he genuinely wants to move on?
He doesn't. Well, yes, I do think he genuinely wants to move on, but he knows in his heart of hearts that he can't move on in good conscience because she's dithering. She's dithering.
Now, did Daniel not make out with a teenager while his wife was dying in the other room?
She wasn't just a teenager, Shannon.
She was 17.
She wasn't
maybe 18.
No, she was certainly over 18. It was
18 and a half.
We're talking about Bethany, right?
Yep.
Yeah, no, I think that she was an adult. She was a consenting adult at the time. Don't make him out to be horrible. I think that, I mean, you know, I'm not saying that I would, but I'm not going to knock it.
All right. Crystal and Ryan.
Yeah.
So Crystal was unaware of this whole thing, although she'd always not been a fan of Daisy's.
Yeah.
Hadn't known about Daisy catfishing Ryan, not catfishing, but pretending to be Crystal.
Yeah.
Earlier to try to sort of cheer him up. Do you think it's good that Crystal and Ryan reconciled, as it were, and are heading off to Glasgow?
Yes, I do. I do think it's good. Don't you think it's good?
I think it's good. I'm not going to disagree with everything.
I think it's even just because I was thinking, like, for the comedic aspect of, like, that Scouse accent that she has in the middle of, like, Glasgow, or Gail Street, Glasgow, or maybe, like, Govan Hill or something. It would be really fun to hear them try to understand each other. Really good. No, I think it's good because I think that Ryan does. I think they need a clean break. I think that Daisy and Daniel are done.
Yeah.
I think that, or they should be done.
They should be done.
And then I think that Ryan got pulled into the vortex, the Daisy vortex. Because again, she's cute. Listen.
She needs a haircut, though.
She does need a bit of a haircut.
Yeah.
She does, but I think it fits her head. It's good. And I think that Ryan needs a fresh start. You know what I mean? That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Well, that was easy.
Well, just briefly, because there wasn't too much happened with this, but Ed Bailey, we've seen his gambling addiction.
Aggie!
We've seen his gambling. She might be. She's not coming back for Christmas. We're not going to see Aggie for Christmas.
No.
Surprise.
No.
Because she's looking after the aunt who never dies.
Emily Bishop.
Probably. Probably. So we've seen his gambling pop back up. Grandpa Bailey is there visiting.
Yeah.
Grandpa Bailey is borrowing money from Ed and Ronnie.
Dad, I'll get you the money. I'll get you the money, Dad.
Okay, no.
I'll get you the money
no.
Don't leave yet, Dad.
No, the
Dad.
accent's not working very well.
It's hard to
anymore.
do the voice and the accent at the same time. Except for Aggie.
Now, I don't know that I know of anyone with a gambling addiction, but I will say I appreciate...
Why'd you look at me like that?
Because I have seen you in a casino and you're not allowed in anymore because I saw you once.
That's fair.
So I said, you don't have a gambling addiction because you don't have the opportunity.
I have no opportunity to gamble.
But I quite appreciated what I suspect is a more realistic portrayal in that the last episode this past week, he was watching a race
Yeah.
on his laptop or whatever.
His phone or something.
And
yeah.
there was no emotion in his face. His horse and the other horse were neck and neck.
Yeah. He
And
wasn't getting a thrill out of it anymore.
He's not getting a thrill out of it.
Yeah.
And he's not emotional about it.
Yeah.
It's just like an addiction.
Yeah. Yeah. No, gambling addictions are horrible. I think they're terrible because exactly that. It's like usually when people go to the casino, it's because there's a thrill. You might win money. And then like after a while, you're like, well, the thrill's gone and it's been replaced by fear of poverty. So I'm going to stop gambling.
Yeah.
Whereas I think people with gambling addictions, they don't have that turnoff. It's like,
No.
like any addictions, like alcohol or anything. It's like,
I'll fix it by doing this again, but doing it the right way.
I've got a need to do it or whatever, but I don't know. I don't understand it entirely. But I mean, yeah, no, you watched him. It was heartbreaking watching that scene though.
Yeah,
because you'd see it in his eyes.
Yeah.
And full credit to the actor that portrays Ed.
I don't know what anyone's called now that
neither do I.
You don't get the names fully. Like the names used to
William
race
Roach,
up the screen.
Barbara Knox.
Exactly. We know the ones. Well, we know the ones from
Jack Shepherd. I know that one.
when it used to race up the screen, but now they do like a split screen, so it's racing up the screen in really tiny letters. So
And
I don't know it.
And I really don't care either. I mean, I enjoy
knowing.
I enjoy the characters, and you and I have gone to a couple of Coronation Street Live things. It's great. They're always super fun.
Yeah.
Except for Eileen, I didn't like her.
That's because you don't like Eileen.
That's one of the reasons.
Yes. What about Grandpa Bailey? What do we think of him?
I like Grandpa Bailey. I like him. I think he's a player, though.
Yeah.
I think he's a dirty dog.
Do we think that he actually has a second food truck he's trying to open?
No, I think he's got a gambling problem, too. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Yeah, and they could be bonding over that.
Also, what's happening with Ed and Ronnie's business? They're just...
I mean, listen, Ronnie looks great.
He does.
Ronnie looks amazing.
Okay, one last thing kind of to do with this family.
Okay.
Since Debbie is dating Ronnie.
Yeah.
What is with the sweater that she was wearing for way too many episodes?
Debbie dating Ronnie. What sweater was she wearing?
Red with some sort of leopard that is appliqued and goes down her arm.
That's classy.
Like, her fashion is always kind of like a dated, garish sophistication, kind of.
Don't some of the actors choose their own style? They can't.
No, I don't think so. Because you'd end up...
Because the woman that plays Gemma wouldn't dress like that. Maybe.
Exactly. Yeah, I think the more famous you get, the more you want to look glam and everything.
Yeah.
Anyways. Okay.
So it was a tangent for free.
All right, let's talk about Stephen's diary. So Stephen's diary that seems to hold the info to so many things.
Listen, Mom, that's just rubbish. Stick it in the bin.
the dust bin.
Put it in the dust bin.
So 2 different plot lines coming out of Stephen's diary this week.
Yeah.
David read it, was flipping through it, and found out that Gail did not necessarily know who Sarah's father was when she was pregnant with Sarah.
Okay. Yeah.
Which, super upsetting to Sarah.
Sure.
Apparently it ended up proving that is it Brian? Whoever she thought was her father is. One of Gail's many dead husbands.
Yes. Black Widow, Gail.
And so first of all, Sarah was upset about that. But I had forgotten, because it was a whole 6 months ago, that Sarah didn't know who the father of the baby in her pregnancy was, because she was engaged to Adam, but she slept with the like gang guy.
Oh yeah. Guy that they ended up killing.
No.
Was it the guy they buried in their kitchen?
I think it's maybe his. No. It's not to do with him.
Sorry.
No, it's not to do with him.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Anyways, so Gail had heard Sarah going through this whole thing and didn't admit that she herself had ever experienced this confusion. Instead, she just acted like Sarah was
a trollop. Yeah.
Thoughts?
Were you waiting for the listeners?
No, your thoughts.
Oh, my thoughts. I think that, listen, Gail's a handful. And Gail has her good points and has her bad points. And you just kind of have to accept both, the good and the bad with
She has
Gail.
her good points, her bad points, and her long-standing contract. So we have to accept.
I think that's mean. I think, no, she's good. I like Gail as a character. I think that her character's, it's a good foil for the absurd life that the family leads, which is good.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I mean, she should have, as a character, she should have been there. She should have said, listen, honey, let's go out for a drink and I'll tell you.
Not a drink. Sarah was pregnant at the time.
She lost the baby. I didn't say a drink for Sarah. Just a drink for Gail. Yeah. So.
Now, all this upset in the family.
Yeah.
Led to a Platt family meeting.
Yes.
Which all went to hell, as they funny enough do.
Yeah.
And Lily, I was going to say Lily. She's like this tall.
Yeah.
Suggested they do like at school when everyone's arguing, where you put stuff in a box and you all have to write a note that says something nice about someone.
Yeah.
But of course they couldn't do that. And so then Sam, him and Nick, the best actors in the Platt family currently.
You think Nick Platt's one of the best actors in the family?
Yes.
Oh, that is incorrect.
Actually, no, David's doing quite well these days.
David's doing excellent these days.
Yes.
Yeah. This is not, well, see, I don't want to be mean to the actors because we appreciate what they do.
We do.
We do. And it must be very difficult.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of.
No, I feel that they're acting the way they're directed to act.
Absolutely. So we're blaming the director. We're blaming the directors who change all the time and they're often all wrong. But yeah, no, I think that, I think Sam's an amazing, his characters I was really concerned when the Sam character came on the scene.
I was not pleased when he came in.
This kid's like a cartoon.
The long hair and the slight lisp,
and he was super smart, and like he was always spouting too much information.
Too much of a caricature.
And it was too two-dimensional.
Yeah.
But then his character kind of blossomed.
Yeah.
And now you can sort of understand the way he is a bit more, which is a full credit to the writers and maybe some of the directors and definitely the actor.
And he's dating Hope.
Are they dating?
I think so. In a 12-year-old kind of way.
Yeah, they're going out. They're going steady.
Yeah.
Right.
The other thing that came out of Stephen's diary. So.
Oh wait, can I go back to the family reunion thing?
Yes.
The family chat
meeting
thing? Yeah. So full credit to Lily and Sam.
Yep.
For doing that.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
And nice to see Lily doing something
instead of just kicking
freeloading.
Football.
Could have just freeloading.
Well, she went off to football camp.
Well, we all have dreams, Lily. You got to pull your weight. So sorry, we're gonna go ahead.
The other thing in the diary.
Yeah.
Jenny had asked Audrey if she could have Stephen's old laptop because she had some Rovers files on it.
Right. Yeah.
And Audrey gave it to her, and then she found the only password protected file called Seagull.
Yeah.
And she was like, the last time it was accessed was the moment he stole the money from the factory.
Which was the morning in which she got hit by Peter in the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she was like, Audrey, can I borrow the diary to see if I can figure out what his password would be?
Yeah.
And Audrey's like, oh, no, lovey, it's too much. It's too much. No.
She's a tower of strength, Audrey.
Sometimes.
Our Audrey.
But then, after Daisy breaking into the Platt's house while they're having their meeting and everything and getting nowhere, Daisy ran into Audrey, who was throwing the diary, a watch, and something else of his in the public bins.
Into a public garbage.
Because the charity shop wouldn't take his used diary. They only wanted his sweaters that she brought there, I think.
That was a little, you had to suspend your disbelief there.
Yes.
The biggest part was the fact that she was throwing them into just like an outdoor street garbage.
And that she threw away her lovely reusable
bag
tote.
for life.
Yes.
Maybe it was Stephen's bag for life. That's why I don't need it anymore.
Daisy got her hands on it.
Yeah.
Figured out the password. Got into his Cayman's bank account and found £247,000 there.
Yeah.
That was
all
the factory money. All of it.
Down to the pound.
Yeah. She was going to tell Jenny about it. Didn't get the opportunity.
Yeah.
Then saw Jenny in the street asking Carla if she could have a loan.
Yeah.
And Carla said, a loan from, I can't remember if she actually said if they got the money back or just other things. And
yeah, it seemed out of nowhere.
Yes, I thought so too. It was a bit ham-fisted. But then Carla's like, you were going to give me half of Johnny's inheritance and you didn't. And Jenny was like, that's different. And I'm not going to pull my hair over my face. Jenny needs to cut her bangs as well.
I like Jenny's bangs.
But then, so Carla was very rude to Jenny. Do you want to say more about her bangs?
No, I was just demonstrating that you couldn't tell if she was doing that with her eyebrows, wiggling her eyebrows because of her bangs.
And then Daisy showed Jenny the money and was like, we could just buy the pub.
And that's where we left off. Here's the question then. Here's the ethical question then. First of all, do you think that Daisy/Jenny should take the money and say nothing, keep stum? That's the first question.
Yep.
Second question is, would you? In their situation, if you were in their exact same situation.
Yeah. I mean, I think the odds of them giving it back to Carla and hoping to get a bit of a kickback thank you were good until Jenny happened to ask Carla for money. Or at least they could tell themselves
Oh, yeah,
it was
I think-
good.
I
But
think-
now
listen.
I think they're aware that if they mention anything, Carla is going to take 100% of the money back,
Plus, also,
which is her money.
Carla's shrewd. She's a businesswoman. She's not here to mess around.
No.
She would never give them a kickback. She
Plus-
would never give them a loan.
No.
She'd be like, nope, forget it. This is...
Also, can we talk about the fact that, as Carla said repeatedly, the factory's in crisis right now. The factory's
Yeah.
on its knees right now. When is the factory ever? Surely, anytime it's not blown up, burnt down, roof caving in due to bad construction or money being stolen,
Yeah.
like they must be coining it in hand over fist in that time,
Yeah.
because they're always recovering from it being on its knees.
I agree. No,
Sometimes
it's,
that's just because Sean's like in a strop and not coming into work, and now the factory's on its knees again.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure where... I mean, maybe some of those contracts are big. Maybe that's what it is. So what, would you think they should take the money? Yes or no?
No.
No. Would you take the money in that situation?
No, I wish I would.
You would give it back to Carla.
Yes.
So would I.
And I would make myself out to be the hero and her the small person all the time. after.
But here's actually... So I think that ethically, Jenny and Daisy should give the money back. Ethically, I would give the money back. Even more than just... I would.
Yeah.
I'd be crushed by the guilt. For the sake of Coronation Street... I hope that Daisy takes the money.
Yes.
I hope that Jenny says no.
Yeah.
Daisy ends up taking the money.
Oh, okay.
And then makes up some lavish, ridiculous story about how, oh no, I've come into some money. Here's some money to go buy the pub. Plus, also, let's talk about this. Let's just, before we finish off, let's talk about this. Is it absence makes the heart grow fonder? Is that why they've denied us from the Rovers? Is this why we haven't been able to see it for so long? Are they doing anything special to it?
I mean,
Is it going to come back as like a TGI Fridays?
I mean, maybe. I mean, we don't have Costa Coffee on the street at the end of the street anymore.
No.
So maybe they're setting up for a maybe it's going to be a Weatherspoons. Everyone will be hammered all the time for really cheap,
Weatherspoon spelled with
and
an
they'll
EA.
just spill all of the
Weatherspoons.
yeah. They'll spill all the juicy gossip.
What if they do that? What if they come back with a sponsored product
I don't think
placement
they would
thing?
dare
I
do
don't think
that
they
in
wouldn't
the
do it.
UK.
They don't need
No.
to do that. They don't need to do
No.
that.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think we're coming to I think it's going to reopen fairly quickly, because I noticed people sitting in the seats at the bistro with pints instead of their bottles of wine.
So what does that suggest to you? What's that
It
signify?
suggests to me that people are like, we're going to start getting back to people drinking beer, because soon
So
no
you
one's
think
going to have wine.
the production company is intentionally slowly reintroducing background characters and characters with pints, so that it doesn't feel like a sudden jarring thing.
So
to
that
come
we
over.
remember, oh no, these aren't bistro people. They're pub people.
They're pub people.
I don't know.
Just like ourselves, Shannon.
Yes. Actually, I'm both. I'm a bistro person and a pub person.
Yeah, same, actually. Same.
But no, we're going to talk about one more thing before we go.
Oh my God. All right, sorry.
Peter
Yeah.
is feeling very neglected by
Yeah.
Carla.
Yeah.
And apart from seeing him moping about and hot tubbing with Tim,
He killed a man, Shannon.
um,
Plus, he was in the Navy. He misses the sea.
we then found out at the end that he's hoping to be meeting with the family of his liver donor.
Right. I think those things can go lovely.
I know. I don't know why we're going down that
I don't know
timeline.
either.
I suspect it's going to introduce a new woman to his life, because he's unhappy with Carla.
So you think he's going to run off with the mother of the donor of his
Or
liver?
the sister or
That's
something?
weird, isn't it?
The sister.
That's
Maybe she
still...
wants to keep an eye on it. Every once in a while she'll go, oh no, that's a kidney. I don't know where the liver goes in at the front. I don't know, actually.
Try and find it.
So,
Nothing.
Peter and Carla.
Yes.
You were saying you feel sorry for Peter.
I do. He's killed a man, and he's used to be in the Navy, and he misses the sea. He killed a man, and he's coming to terms with that, even though he did, I feel his actions were entirely justified. He read the situation as quickly as possible. Everybody, it doesn't matter what Steven said or didn't say in the moments before he was hit by the car to Jenny, when he was holding a broken bottle to her neck. Because he'd already proven that he wasn't the most trustworthy guy in the world. He could have changed his mind like that. And so I think that Peter was justified. However justified he was, he's going to feel terrible because he's not a killer.
I don't mind the fact he killed Stephen. I'm all for that.
Who killed Artina?
Someone pushed her off a balcony.
Yeah. And then somebody thumped her with a pipe. Remember?
Was it the same person?
I thought so.
Or maybe not.
Or she fell and then got thumped with a pipe.
Was Peter involved in that?
That's what I thought. I just realized that now.
Okay, so that's our research project for next week.
Yeah.
And I'll mention here.
You can mention in the comments of this if you're doing anything on Substack, you can do there.
You have to subscribe to the Substack to be able to leave a comment. Again, don't subscribe with money. Do the free subscribing.
Yeah, wait for the money. Save up some money. Then give us a bunch of money at once.
But yeah. So if you can let us know, then it'll save me some research. That sounds great.
This is good. That'd be a good use of the comment section. I like that idea.
Okay.
All right. So I'm sure there's storylines that we missed. Like I think the dog storyline.
That not much happened in that, but they're keeping it going.
Yeah. What else?
That's
most about it for this week. Yeah, you've been taking diligent notes.
Well, I took diligent notes for the first 2 days, and then I didn't for a few episodes, and then I went today, which is Saturday, and I turned on the TV guide.
You mean Sunday, Shannon? It's Sunday.
No. It's Saturday, and I turned on the TV guide to look ahead for the omnibus to highlight each episode, because then it tells you, like, Tim and Peter go hot tubbing.
Right.
Actually, I think it said hang out in a hot tub.
Let's briefly finish on the fact that Tim is a solid friend. He cares about Peter. He cares about his friends. He cares about Steve.
We saw Tim and Abby, who were/are, definitely were, a real life couple.
Yeah, no, they still are.
Are they?
I believe so.
Okay.
They wouldn't have just survived the pandemic and the COVID and then come out of it, went to Canada, had an amazing time, and then decided to break. That'd be terrible.
Anyways, we saw them at that, and you and our friend Dan that we were with, we were there with Dan and Sharon. You guys both have a bit of a crush on Tim. A bit of a bromance crush on Tim.
Tim tells it like it is. He's a straight shooter. He's got his own worries and concerns, which he'll share because he's learned that worrying, sharing together is easier than doing it alone. Mm-hmm. And then you get to talk things through. He's a good guy.
Well, hopefully he'll be in next week's episodes more. You can talk about him.
Exactly. Thanks so much for listening and or watching. We're going to come back and do this next week, I guess, as well. But it's been fun. And
So please do the free subscribing to Substack and leave comments saying what kind of thing you want to see.
And ideally, this will end up showing up on Pocket Cast and Apple Podcasts and blah, 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 and all that kind of place. We just put it on Substack last week. I thought they were going to create a feed for it, but apparently they didn't. So I'm not saying that's more my fault. It's not like they didn't say they were going to and then just forgot.
I'm more of an EastEnders person. I'm not
exactly.
That through.
So I'll figure that out. Make sure that you guys can listen to it elsewhere and wherever. But let us know in the comments where you're listening to it. That'd be great. Anything else you want to add?
Nope.
All right. So thanks again so much. And we should have a thing, like a sign off.
That sounds like you're putting off doing stuff you need to do because you want to write a little
because you
exit
said
song.
I will be writing a little exit thing. Sure. You said ta-ra last week and I said cheers.
Oh, if I'm Sam.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
what would Sam say?
He'd be chipper.
I'll see you next time then.
Goodbye.